Welcome, I'm Sean from Go-Wirral. I've got Leigh Foley with us tonight, as you know. Really looking forward to speaking to you, Leigh, because to be fair, obviously you work with Joe. Joe's been with Go-Wirral since the very, very beginning, and Joe was one of the first people who kind of reached out to me, and well, I reached out to him because I reached out to everyone and kind of said, yeah, go on, I'll work with you and give you the go and that. And I'm just really, really grateful of that with Joe. And then obviously knew that you were working with Joe, then got bent onto what you do. And what I see with you is lots and lots of similarities. It's certainly not in physique, mate, but with maybe the other side of stuff. Constantly creating, constantly doing, constantly promoting, constantly growing, always pushing. And I just recognise some of that in you, really. And so basically made up to have you on. Glad that we finally got time together. But just for people that don't know yet, I'm sure most people will be familiar with you, but if they don't know you, can you just tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Leigh. I'm a coach. I've got my own gym. I started some kettlebell classes the beginning of last year in January 25. Prior to that, I grew up didn't have any role models growing up. Kind of a troubled boy, quite a tough upbringing, which then led me onto drugs and alcohol abuse from the age of 16. Even younger than that, mate. I was smoking weed at 11, and that's where it all started, and it led me onto an addiction where it was just literally live for the weekend. Literally always to mask something. I had some really deep issues, and I didn't used to like how I felt when I was clean. So yeah, that led me and just ruined my own life right through my 20s. To then trying to get my life together. It was like a kind of a healing journey from the age of 30 onwards. I found fitness. It saved me life,
So how long ago was that, Leigh?
I'm 41.
So about over a decade ago.
I've been training for 11 years.
Yeah.
So, and don't get me wrong, it pulled me out of a rut. It changed my life. I went from someone who couldn't even walk up the stairs without blowing out of his ass. I was that unfit because the life I lived, I just abused myself. And from the age of 28, I should have been in my prime years, and I was far from it. I was overweight. I was, from smoking, taking drugs, completely ruined my life. I had no role models. The way I looked at it back then was I couldn't get away from that life because everywhere I turned, anyone that I knew was doing the same thing, and that was even my parents. No disrespect to them, I love my parents, but obviously it was a life I couldn't escape. So there was no role model in my life. There was no one to teach me the values of life. So I just suffered for so many years, and then into the point where I was that desperate to get me life together. And I knew it was a big road ahead of myself, a lot of healing, because I was a very damaged boy. And I found fitness, and I remember back then I used to just do a little run. I'd run and I'd do half a mile, and I felt like I was going to fucking die. My chest, I was that unfit, but I kept going because I felt after it.
Yeah.
I still live that by today. The suffering in the gym is not nice. You think, why the fuck am I doing this? But how you feel after it is why you keep going back. Now,
absolutely.
That completely just led me on, and I got obsessed with it because I'd eat healthy. And I just felt it nourishing my body because of that, the way I lived for that long, and I missed feeling good, become addictive. So I just carried that on. Now, it kind of me addiction got better, but it didn't actually cure, I didn't actually I was still dipping my toe in. So from the age of 30 up until I got actually sober at 37, that was a back and two thing. It was I would take 10 steps forward, get all this progression, a few months off the ale, and then I'll end up slipping back to it. And that just went on back and two for a good 7-8 years until my little girl was born.
Yeah.
However, I got, I was competing in boxing. I'd done marathons. I achieved a lot, in that. I was as fit as a fiddle, but I still had that addiction. It was I didn't have the control of that.
Yeah.
Until my little girl was born, and then.
So did you ever go into recovery or anything? Because obviously that's my background. I work in addictions.
I've done the 12 steps of recovery, mate. I've done because it was mad. I feel like your life paid out for you, mate. I feel you gain every experience along the way, which will help you later or down the line when you need it. So I remember, like, just before lockdown, like, I was working, I had a mint job, like, I was working on the railways, and lockdown happened and we all got laid off.
Yeah.
So I lost my job. But my boss, who was my friend, said, look, listen, because we've got a site in London and you can go and work on there, because half the workforce are over 60, they're on furlough. Remember furlough?
Yeah,
so
man.
I went there for the rest of 2020. And I remember, because I was back in Sue all the time, like, I don't know, I just kind of lost myself in that little journey, you know, and then I just started drinking. And I remember I spent 10 weeks and I just slipped back into my old ways, where it was 10 weeks of benders.
Right.
And after that, I reached out, I went to AA, and I'd done 6 months in AA clean. And then, as most people do in them fellowships, you think, right, I've got this all figured out now, I don't need it anymore, and you go off, don't you? And I went off, I probably think the last couple of months, and I went back to it. So yeah, but I had a little taste, and I learned a lot about addiction, about myself, you know, in that time. Because, you know, I always say now, the more you know about addiction, the better chance you've got to actually get rid of it, because, you know your trigger points and you know what you're up against, you know. So I left there and I went drinking, and then I ended up getting a girl pregnant and had my little baby on the way, you know. And I said all along, and I was still dipping. She was pregnant. I was out drinking and, you know, thinking I was playing victim, where I didn't realise how selfish I was, you know, because you don't, do you? And so I was just plodding along during the pregnancy, that one day when she's born, I'm going to stop drinking. So I had this mindset. So I just carried on. And then my little beautiful little girl was born. From the moment I looked at her, I knew, like, I had a lot of work to do, bro. I knew, okay, I've got a lot of work to do now. I know there's a lot of things I need to fix. From the moment I laid eyes on her. And then I had a good hard lesson, because I went out and ended up going on a 2-day bender when she was like 4 weeks old. I didn't go home for 2 days. I was just sat here on my own, having whatever, you know. And during that bender, something happened. It was like a light bulb. I won't go too deep into it. It was like a light bulb moment. Made me realise something clicked in me and changed that day. And then I reached out to a local girl who from around here. She's like, helps people in recovery. And then I went to CA. Finished my bender. Went out Sunday. My bender was 2 a.m. Tuesday morning. Had my last line of coke, and I'll be raw here. And then I'd messaged her, woke up, went for my first meeting on the Wednesday, come out of a sponsor, started my first steps on the Sunday. And I never drank since then, bro. That was it.
Are you still active now within the fellowship and that?
No, not anymore, you know. I don't want anyone watching from AA, I'm not recommend doing that. But I was warned that when you go like a year clean, like, you go through, you know, at first it's rainbows and butterflies, it's great, you feel sound, all this new energy, clarity.
Back.
And I just completely declined in a massive way. Like, that's when I had to figure out who I was. I couldn't tell you who I was, because I had this identity for that many years of feeling shit inside to go and drink to mask it. So I had to sit with this internal self, and mate, my head fell off. It was bad.
It's the reality of who are we. It's the reality of who are we, isn't it?
That was it, mate. That was the question. I'd wake up in the morning. Who am I? I couldn't tell you, mate. It was mad. It was, honestly. But if it had me little beautiful girl to help me through it, you know, and I couldn't go back to it, even though it was hard. And it was like this part of me just thought, right, go and drink and just ease the pain. But I couldn't risk it. It was the worst depression I could ever have. And I've suffered so many years. But I just stuck with it. And this is why, you know, I've done that post before the night. Like, at the time, it was the only thing that would help me was training. And I was broke as well. And like, gym membership bounce. I had no money in the bank. So I had 2 kettlebells here in my front room, the exact room I'm in now. I used to just wake up, roll my mat out, and just go at it. It was the only thing I could do. Because as soon as I'd open my eyes, it was like I had demons. I was up against it, you know. And I'd wake up with 2 bells and just push myself through mad workouts. And I'd just like write them out myself. And then every day it would just give me a little edge for that day. And
so how long ago was that then, Lee? When did you first pick up the kettlebells and start?
Well, actually prior to that, like, I was using on and off for like from like 2021.
Okay.
So not fully, you know what I mean? I was in and out, like, and then my daughter was born in June 22, and then obviously I still had the bells from when I was using them, but then that was it. Then I went at it like it was personal. It was like I'd wake up and think, right, I'm up against it today, and I'll just use them. And that training just become, it was my saviour. It was something that the only one thing could keep my head above the water, like, you know what I mean? And then, when I picked my daughter up, I'd just switch off when I had her. It was mad. So then, over time, I just gradually got better and got my mental health back. And that was when it was like, right, okay, I've got all this clarity, you know. It's like I'd healed from, you know, this void that I always avoided for all them years. I had to sit with that. It was isolation, sat here on my own. I disconnected from all my close friends and just spent all this time alone. I just learned to live with myself. And then obviously now I can sit in peace of mind and peace and body mind, and not like, you know, we always just have to be active and be around people. I feel lonely. But that period of time just built so much. So it's like now I've got a lot of peace of mind, you know what I mean? Like I can spend time on my own because I was forced to. And then obviously at the back end of that, I just had this massive experience, this big initiation. And it was like, right, after that, it was like, right, I've got fucking a lot to give here, like, you know what I mean? Like, I've just got to overcome that.
You're ready to go.
What can I do with my life? All I needed is a purpose, mate. I need a purpose.
Yeah.
And that was it. I was purpose driven.
Yeah.
That's like, I wanted something. I needed it. It's my soul. That's how I've always felt, you know. And then, like, I thought, right, what can I do? What's just fix me, you know? And it was just like, let's see, training. Community, you know, and I looked at it, thought I was just going to try and start some classes. Like, I remember I was a taxi driver at the time, and I went out, worked all night on Uber and just saved up what I could, and then went and I had a few little bells and then bought enough to cater for, you know, 5-6 people in a class.
Yeah.
And then done my coaching course, right, starting classes, no clue what I was doing. Just went in fucking with a dream and with something so driven to help other people.
Yeah.
And the people that did come, it was watching it do the same thing to them.
Yeah.
And then it just grew, and I grew then, you know.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, because it was helping.
You grow from passing it on, don't you, and giving it away.
Yeah, definitely. Like even now, obviously, I'm not sitting here holding my hands up saying, right, I'm cured, I'm cool, I'm this. I'm not me. I have bad days, man. I have some days where, you know, I have the mental struggles, but going to turn up to my little community I've got there, we turn up for each other, and whatever your problems you got going on, we you know, you come in with your problems, you know, and you leave it on the mat. You come in, work hard, have a chat with your friends, and you walk out, and everything gets left there. That's how it's always been. But as I say, it's grew. I'm shocked that it's grew. I never thought.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, so I'm not shocked that it's grown at all. Like, that's the thing. So if someone, the founder behind something is that passionate about something, it's gonna grow. You know, because it's like a natural momentum in it. It's like a rock going down a hill, mate.
Yeah, the thing is, the way you look at it, it's like if it's something positive that helps people, something that, you know, people get value from it, and you're passionate about it and you're pushing it constantly, it can't not work. But obviously, in the back of my mind, thinking, you know, if it all ended tomorrow, great, I've got to give it a good shot, and give it me all for the people that's walked through the door. You know what I mean? Like, but now, you know, it's you know, it's went on from strength to strength. For me, it just went.
Right, yeah. So back to Apex then. So you started, got yourself together, kids born, into the kettlebells, boss at it, start then teaching other people in groups. How long was it then before you opened Apex?
So basically, Apex is so I was started off Leigh Foley Fitness. That was my brand, and then I was working with Tom Simpson from Apex Liverpool. It's his brand. I've done a lot of work with Tom because, you know, I'd lose kettlebells, but I've never learned how to coach people. So he learned me everything, and he learned me everything. For an amazing coach, like, he's the best, and he helped me become who I am. You know.
Yeah.
The last course I'd done with him, he offered me an opportunity to be like an affiliate. Do you want to be one of my coaches? And I thought, you know what? Because the way I looked at it at the time, I sat on it for a couple of months, but I thought, you know, there's no one in the room here now to give me any coaching, and I ain't got it all figured out. You know what I mean? Like, so I thought, you know what? It's someone that's going to help me. He's helped me already. So we kind of it was like franchising, if you like, you know. So yeah, I become Apex Wirral, because obviously it was my dream to come over this side of starting an house, me port and what have you. So yeah, so that's it. That's how it happened with Tom. Obviously, I used to do it from a little gym called Prime, just a little tiny gym. It couldn't fit enough people, and as it grew, we outgrew that because the more people come. Then we went to another place called the Gorilla Hut, big functional fitness gym, CrossFit. We rented that space. They gave us more classes. Again, around that time, I took every class. every,
Yeah.
ill, whenever I felt tired, fucking had injuries, fucking,
You've heard enough.
but I took every class and I just turned up, like, whether there was one man in that room or 30,
Yeah.
I did get 110% of my energy, and it didn't matter. I was just a man on a mission.
Yeah.
Mad, like, so yeah, we moved on to the Gorilla Hut, and then that took us, it grew even further, and then it was like, obviously, February this year, opportunity come to get a gym, and obviously I had enough to get it, put a floor in, and just a bit of paint, that was it. And then Joe stepped in, because he was a member, Joe, by the way.
Yeah,
Joe
of
was
course. Yeah,
someone who come the gym.
I've seen him. I've seen the difference in him.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's
As I
looking
say,
good,
he like just a member. I didn't
Yeah.
even know what he'd done for a living. You know what I mean? Like, it was nothing like that. It's just a member. He used to come and he'd come stop me at the end of a class. Oh my God, this is helping me so much, mate. I feel the best I've ever been. I'm like, oh, this is right, mate. But like, he's like, thank you so much. And I'm like, it was just left at that. But when he found out I was getting the gym, he reached out and said, look, do you want a bit of help? And he met for a coffee and he offered me some help. Do you know what I mean? And then I thought, you know what? Because it was at the time when you're building something, I was doing it all on my own. I was dealing with all messages, booking systems, like my head was fried.
Well, it's hard. It's hard.
It was a lot
for people maybe like you, or I don't know what's similar with me and you, but like we're quite quite a lot for people in it.
Yeah.
Actually, taking out from people is quite hard. I think.
Yeah, it is.
Trusting
I'm
people
still finding it difficult now to take a step back and let people deal with other things, because I was that used to doing everything. But you don't realise what goes on in the background and just actually delivering a class, mate. There's just so much goes into it, like that. There was so much stuff that I worked in the background, like that I've done. I'm not techie. I'm not good at writing. It was like a chore to do for these things, but I had to do it. But and it went in. But then obviously when Joe he took over a lot of different things in terms of admin and all that type of stuff, deals with emails. So yeah, it was a great little partnership, and I said, "Look, on, let's go partners." You know what I mean? He didn't even ask for it.
Yeah.
He didn't even ask for that. I offered it him.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he's like, he's more passionate than me.
He's absolutely great. Like, we've had him on before, and I've always just wanted to work with him because what he is, mate. He's a positive risk taker, and he's positive. He's positive. He's a positive person.
Because I'm like holding back on things, like, let's do it, and I think, okay, cool.
Yeah,
but it's a dream team. It's a dream team, mate. It works well. You know what I mean? It's like it's working well, and it's just growing. You can't do it alone, in it. It's too much.
No.
And anyway, so as we go on, and then obviously we got the gym, and then we created. I was like, what should we call it? Because I was just an Apex affiliate myself. Do you know what I mean? But then I thought, you know what? I rang Tom and asked him, what have you? And I said, I might call the gym Apex Whittle. So he goes, yeah, go for it. That's me. That's what I'm known for. And
nice.
So yeah, we created Apex Whittle, just a little studio, mate. Just went from there, and it just completely kind of took off. You know what I
mean? How many people have you got in your community now? Because I'm always watching, and you just get bigger and bigger all the time.
It's like over 130 or something. That's like crazy. That of memberships, like, but then that got drop-ins as well.
Yeah.
This time of year, it's like, isn't it? The members stay, but obviously doesn't mean they're turning up every week.
Yeah.
Because this time of year, everyone's on holiday.
Yeah.
And this, that, the other. So, but in terms of that, it's never plateaued or gone down. It's always just kept going up. So it's good. Because at the end of the day,
Lee, I've got a question for you before you carry on. Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah, I am to a certain extent, but at the same time, I should be more than I am.
Yeah,
I'm not one to take, the kind of one of them people. I don't, if people compliment me and that, I'm like, I don't know. But it's just, it is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? I just do it, doing a good service, and I suppose I am in a way, for what I've overcome and that. You know what I mean? But it's just, for me, it's not even just me now, mate. It's not just about me. It's the people who come. It's not me, the community. It's all of us.
Yeah.
That makes it. So it's not actually. It's nothing. I don't want anybody on this pedestal. I'm far from it. I don't want to be that. I want us to be a unit and one. And like, that's what it is. Even if I'm not there, the community in people's inboxes. Where have you been? Giving them a kick up the arse. But when we get there, people come in, walk in like that. There's people, all shapes and sizes and different difficulties in life. We've got a girl called Georgia who's got autistic kids, and she has a really bad time at home. She never sleeps. And it's for this, it's her saviour. She comes in, tired, stressed, walks out full of life, leaving it all on the mat, and everyone's got their own problems, but we come in, we have a chat, the buzzing, have the tunes on before they come in, and everyone's chatting amongst themselves, and it just uplifts you. You don't have to walk in the room, and the energy in that room that bounces off each person that's there just uplifts people. And that's just the movement that's been created. It's not me, it's the people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it is the people, but I think a lot of it is being driven by you, and I think that's obviously why I'm always so interested to talk. You're driving it, like you always like seem to be driving and pushing and talking.
Yeah, the passion in it, and like being passionate about it. It's personal to me. Like I look at it as personal because obviously, you know, I started the year writing to me right here in my room, like absolutely on rock bottom, like, you know, and I'd pull myself up every day and just you know, and then it was just created from real life struggles and real life manner, you know. Around that time, I attempted suicide and everything, mate. It was a heavy time, but I got through it, and here we are today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's it. I think that the brand and the gym and the growth and everything, it is like it's a story of that resilience that you've gained through your life. And for me, if I'm an outsider looking in, do you know what I mean? And what I see is you getting like giving your message of resilience to other people. And then them taking that, man, and using it for and I just think like fair play and boss stuff. I love it.
That's what it's about, isn't it, mate? You know what I mean? It's just being like a bit of light for others, you know what I mean? What's possible in it, and okay, look, come and do this with me because you helped me. Not okay, do this because it, you know, I think it'll help me. It actually did, you know what I mean? It's something that it's real life kind of, you know, and it's work because it's proven now, isn't it? You know, there are that many people that's helped flip and help the life. It goes to show that it's something, you know what I mean? It's not just a workout. It's not just, you know, obviously scientifically, you know, you're relieving endorphins, feeling better. It's something more than that.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? It's much more than that. It's a community, the support. It's just everything. God hope it just keeps growing. It just never ends. You know, I just want it to keep going. You know what I mean?
It will. If you keep going, I think that's the thing. It's we keep going and we keep growing. So Go-Wirral, like if you didn't know, like part of it is raising money for charity. So that's what what we do it all for. So we've just had a vote for all the businesses who are on it, and there's an organisation called Wirral Baby Nest, and they provide people in Wirral with clothes for like families with newborns who've got no money for clothes. And they donate clothes to people who have got newborns. So they've just won today, so I can announce it now, 275 quid. So that's part of like this is all. It's all good karma.
I love all that because I done it that back end of last year for Kids Bank Chester. We did a similar thing. We just done we got a DJ and we just raised funds. All the members bought a tenner. And then the people just throw, you know, if you want us to ever set up like sort of a little charity event for you, mate, I'll be happy to do that for you, mate. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
Anything that can give back, mate, like, you know, I'm all for it. So we could have that conversation after this, couldn't we? So
love it, mate. Now listen, couple more questions for you while I've got you right. So kettlebells, like you're not the first person I've spoke to about kettlebells, and you're not the only person in my feed who's using kettlebells. Kettlebells are all over my algorithm and feed. So what's going on with kettlebells? What is the thing with kettlebells? I've got one here. I bought one from Aldi.
Did you? Is it a plastic one? It's like
mate, it's like
12
12 it's not that big. It's like a rubber one. It is.
It's like the way I look at it, like it's like a form of functional fitness, like CrossFit, where you can literally max out your heart rate. So, you know, you can get a proper grafting with them, you know, like, you know, because if you're just going to lift weights, but if you go and beast yourself, you know, and give yourself a really good high, maxing out your heart rate workout, you feel so much better after it. Now, obviously, you know, most CrossFit and things, I use barbells, don't they? So, but with barbells, I always found they used to hurt my wrists, and they're not, you know, like, but with kettlebells, just the way you can hold them, the rotations, like, they're just smoother.
Usable, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're very usable.
There's so much you can do with it. So the style of training is, you know, you're doing all kinds of different. It's like poetry in motion, if you like, when you're flowing between each exercise, because you do complexes, so you could be doing one exercise to the next, you know, and going through the there's just something about it. And like, yeah, you can you don't even have to move off one spot.
Yeah.
And you can get the best workout in, like,
yeah,
on par, if not better than any other style of training out there. I think they're a special piece of kit. Also, like, you can use them. They're so accessible. You can use them at home. You put them in your cupboard. They're taking a little tiny bit of room up in your cupboard, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You whip them out. You can put your mat out, and 20 minutes, and you'll be dripping with sweat. And what will you feel after that? Very good in yourself. You get a lot of fitness people out there, and they're like, well, they're not. You can't reach, peak strength of it, or whatever, but yeah, you can't load up like a barbell, and people squatting 200 kilograms. You can't, it's going to be hard to start with a kettlebell, but you can still get stronger, and you can, most people are not bothered about that. They just want a good workout and to feel good after it, and they're just so good and accessible. And yeah, and it can be done in a class setting, so you do it in a team as a unit, and yeah, in a class is so much better. You know what I mean? I love them, obviously.
And you obviously
feel like they're just a unique style of training that just is different to any other style, and I think it's so effective. My opinion.
There's something about that with Apex growing the way that it has as well, hasn't it? So there must be something in that. There must be something for people who are joining your community that
exactly,
accessible, it's usable, it's practical.
People enjoy it. People who don't enjoy it probably never actually done it. You know what I mean? People who say, say that like kettlebells is not good, but they probably actually haven't like done a proper, proper workout with them. But then again as well, it doesn't matter. It's got to. If you enjoy it, great. Doesn't matter what style of training you do. If that individual enjoys it, that's what it's all about. People might come to the class and not enjoy it. That's absolutely fine. But then the next man might. You know what I mean? So it doesn't. There's no kind of cheat code to what's the best style of training. It's what the individual enjoys. That's why I look at it. If you enjoy it, do it. So yeah.
Right. So that leads us to, obviously, we're talking kettlebells, we're talking Ellesmere Port, we're talking Apex being in Ellesmere Port and being quite kettlebell specific. But you've got some news, haven't you? So what's the news?
Yeah.
Where's Apex going? What's happening? There's something going on.
Yeah, so we've just literally, most of the biggest question that people ask me from people on the Wirral is open a gym over there because Ellesmere Port's too far. A lot of people from the Wirral come to my gym, and it takes, so we've delivered for, and we've just secured a unit, a place. I won't tell the location yet, but it's going to announce it on Sunday. So we're going to be opening Apex Wirral on the Wirral, and it's just going to be a next level place. It's going to, it's a big place. It's going to be much more than just a kettlebell studio. It's going to be more of a facility with a studio in it.
Right.
So yeah, we're bringing it over this side just to expand and give, and help more people and grow more communities and just help expand the whole business to help more people. That's the core behind it, and is the people that walk through the door, give them, the best possible service and help change people's lives, and that's the core intention. So yeah, we're bringing it to the Wirral. So we've grew a team now. The time's right. There's no better time than to do it right now. We've got a team of 8 coaches, and it's doable, and yeah, we're going for it. We're just going to take it right in the heart of the Wirral, and yeah, I'm not too sure if there's nothing as its kind just yet around the Wirral. What I've been told, a lot of people have said it's needed. So here I am, I'm delivering it, and yeah, second location, and we're just going to completely. It's brought I feel like now how I did when I first started. I had all this fire to just to make it work, and yeah. So the fire's never gone, but it's ignited it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's just a fresh take, isn't it?
Yeah. But I've got a challenge now. You know what I mean? It's a challenge, and I'm going to go in there and. Yeah, again, it's all the principles, and is the people who walk through the door and give them the service and do our best to make them feel comfortable. Help them along the way, help them get over the gym fear and help build the confidence and build the community and build friendships. And yeah, we're just expanding to, same principles, exactly the same style of training, but just a different location.
Yeah,
to people who actually can't get to the port, you know what I mean?
And when are we looking at that being something that
we've got a goal for the 1st of August, mate?
Wow,
that's the big goal. But there's a lot of. It's not like this one here that I've got in the port. That was just one room. It was actually spray the walls, put a floor in, get it looking sweet. this has got to have a lot of work inside. You know what I mean? We've got to put walls up, and so yeah, it's a challenge. But we've got a lot of people already reached out. People are just great. There's so many good people out there, mate, who are coming in offering free work and just to help us grow it because we're doing something good. You know what I mean? And yeah, we've got everything we need, and we're just going to execute and just get it smashed in. Like,
and because you're here now, I'm gonna ask for like maybe like a free membership.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'll give you there.
You can record me.
Mate,
you can record me journey, like.
There's no excuse but for you to not get involved.
That's right.
You're already working with us and helping supporting us, so
yeah.
There's nothing stopping you. Let's come in and get that kettlebells.
You can record me. I'll get some content out of it. You know what I mean? Watching me fail. So.
Nah, you'll be all right, mate. Yeah, give me 6 weeks.
Thank
me 6 weeks.
And I'll need that.
Flip. Do you train now?
No, but I went to gym today. I ran like 5K. Just do intermittent sprint.
You get so much more out of the classes as well, because the way I look at it as well is like in a class, people pay to go to the gym and they're not getting as much out of it. You pay to come to a class probably a little bit more than you would in a gym membership, but you're going in there and there's no hiding away. You are getting a full-on grafting regardless. You can't shy away, and you come out of there and you're glad. So you're paying the money because you go in the gym because you want to get in shape, you want to feel better. So, you know, if you're getting a grafting, that's happening, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, so you're paying to get the results.
Yeah.
And during a class, we're in it as a unit, as a team. We're not supporting each other. So we do it together. If you're doing it as a unit, like you share the suffering, as they say, you can get a lot more. You can probably get 30% more out of yourself. You know what I mean? Even more. You know what I mean? You get a lot more out of it, out of the workout. Do you know what I mean? You can push yourself a lot more.
And I think, like, looking at Joe with if I think to like when I first met Joe, how he looks now compared to like when I first met him, it's a massive difference, isn't it? Massive.
Yeah.
Looks like a cage fighter. Looks like a cage fighter now, doesn't he?
Yeah. Loves it, mate.
Yeah.
Loves it, he does. But yeah, he's flying.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's living and breathing the product, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Living and breathing the product. So it's a prime example. So that's why he's invested in it, because it's what it's done for himself. If he come to classes and got nothing from it, he wouldn't want to be a part of it, would he? So obviously he's lived and breathed it and realised how effective it is from his own personal experience. So he's fully invested because it's a product that works in it. You know, it's a product that really does improve your life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, and I just like want to finish off by saying, like, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. And
no, anytime.
I think it's really like hearing your story. I think is really quite inspirational. I think like not from a patronising point of view. I just think I'm from Highton originally. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes I think what we've been through growing up makes us as driven as we are now. I think you're a really good example of that. As like, right, okay, could go this way, that way, but I'm going to use this drive that I've got in this crazy brain
to do better and do good things. It can have a make or break in it. You know, people use it as an excuse for the bad actions that they make in life, and they blame it on the past. Or you can use it as a fuel, as fire, to improve and become right. I don't want to be, that person anymore. I want to, especially my little girl. I don't want to be, I got rid of addiction and all that. So I want to be someone that she'd look up to and be a role model. Mate, that's the biggest one for me, is being a role model for people, because it's something I never had myself.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to do, and I'll just be a role model for young people, mate. And we're looking at trying to go into schools and stuff like that, and doing stuff in the community and the port. We've already had a few meetings over it, and just to be a voice and a role model to teach someone the values of life in it, because I didn't have that, and a lot of people don't as well. So some kids might just think, who the fuck's it? You know what I mean? But it might stick with one, I might give someone information and then they might not use it, but 10 years down the line, that might come useful for that one person. So I just feel like I'm just driven in the right direction, mate, and doing my best. I haven't got it all figured out, mate. I still have my bad days, and, but I'm on the right path, and that's the main thing, isn't it?
I just think good things will happen, and you'll keep on growing if you keep on doing.
Yeah, long may it continue.
Good things for other people, the good things will come to you. It's how it goes.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, it's like it still helps me to this day. Like the community, it helps me, and like going in and help with being around these people. I get just as much from it as they do.
That's right.
I need it as well. You know what I mean?
No.
I need that escape, that release, and that time with them people, even if it's just an hour.
Yeah.
You know, it helps me just as much as them. So I'm actually living and breathing the product as well as much as they are. So
Well,
I'm not preaching, I'm living it. You know what I
I'm
mean?
massively excited about you coming to the Wirral. And hopefully all that positive energy just transfers, man, and just like everyone comes forward and turns up. I know they will, because I can tell how you talk, and people are driven to the real, aren't they? And people are driven to
100%, mate. And you know, all I'm doing is just following it. Whatever happens. You know what I mean? Like, I keep pushing it, and just looking. You know, the main focus is to help people, bro, and that's it. You know, and keep it that way. And if I keep that mindset, then I'm sure it'll grow. Do you know what I mean?
So, well, mate, you should be proud of yourself. So thanks for taking
Nice
the time,
one,
mate. All right, nice one, mate.
yeah,
Thank you so
good
much.
stuff.
All right,
No
take it
worries.
easy.